Greetings from Snake Mountain Boatworks on Wednesday, December 4, 2019. Joe and RJ have made huge progress on the 1956 17-foot Chris Craft Special Sportsman, and I'm just going to hand it over to Joe so he can talk about what he's been doing and has accomplished up in the nose and with the chine planking, and then we'll take you over where he's going to be fabricating the new bottom planks.
Yes. On this one, I got the brand new keel all in place as well as part of the stem. These side pieces that were completely rotted out, we had one that was decent enough to make a pattern. So it took a few hours, but trying to get this radius completely, this aim is right here and up here, has actually been a really big challenge because it has this little groove right in here where the plywood actually gets screwed down to.
That's the landing for the plywood, right?
Right, the landing for the plywood. And then up here, I actually have a little bit of wood thick soak because I got to get it back leveled out a little bit. One side versus the other, the angle isn't actually completely symmetrical, so I had to go back through and redo it that way. And this way I'll be able to plan this out and get it the perfect landing for the new cap to go on for the stem. The chine rails have all been done, are embedded in 5200, as well as got brand new carriage bolts all the way down through. And I'm working on getting these chine planks back in where they need to be. Right now they're just temporarily screwed on to see if I need to make any more adjustment onto the chine rail right here, which I should be good because the plywood actually just sits in behind that, and then the decking, or not the decking, but the planks on the bottom are actually butt jointed here, and then it's got I don't know if it's the, what is it,
the spray rail.
Yeah, the spray rail that goes down right here. And the rear plank I'm going to be working on redoing. There was a water rot where I'm back. There was this chunk right here on the bottom had a complete hole right through it. The bottom planks as well as the plywood. So I'm getting all that refabricated now, and hopefully I'll be able to start getting the plywood onto it later on this week.
And you've executed all of the hull side frame repairs that we needed.
Correct.
I see 3 or 4 of them right there.
Right, there is 3 on this side and 2 on this side. This side wasn't nearly as rotted out, so we were able to fix a lot of it with wood thick soak. And actually there's one more spot where I'm going to be filling it in with wood thick soak. There's just a little bit of not really rot, but when we were putting this new chine rail on, you had to put a lot of pressure on it. And what had happened is it just splintered out a little bit. So we're going to replace this with wood thick soak right there.
And again, this sister joint is between frames rather than on a frame, so that you could carriage bolt them all together into one monolith, right?
Right, and it's actually going to be really strong. Not only has it gotten 3 carriage bolts on each side, but it's also screwed into the frames right here as well.
And we've got 5200 between the sister and
correct,
and in the joint and everything.
Between every stringer here, or not the stringer, but all the frames, there is an 1/8 inch bead of 5200. That way it's really going to adhere well.
So she's going to be stiff once we get the 5200 bottom on top of these new chine frames.
Very, very much so.
All right, and then remember, this boat sat under that tree. The owner tells us for some 40 years. And not surprisingly, Joe's other challenge right now has to do with fabricating new bottom planking.
Yeah, I got 2 of them done right now. All these, I mean, they're just really rotted, cracked, and just really no sense of trying to save them. So I got all this right here already cut out. And actually the front ones are pretty difficult, but since it's a small piece, we're going to be able to bend it really well down around the front of the boat. And on half of them, it's got this 45-degree bevel, so that way when it's going down into the chine, this top part right here is going to be flush. with the joint that aligns the chine.
Yeah, and several people have asked about steam bending these. It's really not necessary in this boat because the curvature, if I can jump back around from a distance here, we can look at the hull from a distance. That curvature is not extreme enough that we require a steam bending. What we do instead is to begin at the forward end of the plank. It takes two guys. One guy's holding the plank out away from the hull. We fasten the front end and then slowly bend the plank towards the hull,
right.
Fastening along the way.
Right, and as you see, it's actually really pliable. I mean, I myself can bend it really, really easily. So the two guys, it just makes it a lot easier. It's all going to be embedded in 5200.
Now, rather than use high-end furniture grade Philippine mahogany on the bottom, this is an excellent application for Meranti. Meranti's less expensive. I would never, ever, ever use it on any part of a boat that's going to be seen, and particularly finished bright, because quite frankly the grain is hideous. It just doesn't take stain well, but its main attribute is it is harder than holy hell. Once we get it down, it's going to be impenetrable. So here's one of the Meranti planks that Joe's working on.
Right, yeah, and a lot of these, like going back to being able to bend it, I'm using these as all my templates. So as I'm doing is I'm flattening down the board as much as I can with clamps, and I'll trace the plank for my pattern. I'll cut it out, sand it all in. I'm not really doing too much to sand it in right now, just getting it rough. So once we get the plywood on, we'll be able to fit the dagger, or fit the planking on, and make sure it all fits together the way it needs to be fit. So I don't need to go too crazy on them right now, but getting the shape of what they need to be.
So, and what you see behind Joe are all the parts and pieces to the sea liner, the 1937 20-foot Lyman, and the 1951 Penyan President. Oh, and one more, the 1953 12-foot Penyan Swift. They are being varnished piece by piece out here on the floor for the early coats, and then into the clean room for the finish coats. So on December 4, that's our update on the 1956 17-foot Chris Craft Special Sportsman. Thank you so much. Bye-bye for now from Snake Mountain Boatworks.